Alrighty, you see that in the title? Valkyrie's getting nerfed, Tiandi's getting nerfed, a bunch of characters getting buffs, and Test Your Metal is coming back. Let's get on right in this one. This one's actually a pretty good update. Alright, let's get into the big one first. The big one is Test Your Metal. That is going to be running for 3 weeks. So you might want to hop on in there, get all that limited armor you can, because once it's gone, it's gone. You know how stingy they are with these event modes. But the biggest thing everybody's looking for is Tiandi and Valkyrie nerfs and some other hero buffs. We're going to go over Tiandi's right quick. His light finishers now deal 10 damage down from 12, so a nerf there. Top Tiger Dodge now deals 10 damage down from 12, another nerf. The kicked miss recovery is now 700 MS up from 600, another nerf, a really welcome change. The Dragon Kick follow-up now deals 20 damage instead of 24, another nerf. Once again, another really good change because you either ate the kick or you got GB'd. You were put in a lose-lose. His zone attack on his first hit now causes medium hit stun instead of heavy hit stun, and the chain timings from opener lights, heavies, and as well as all Tiger and Dragon dodges are now 200 MS to 300 MS. What this means for you is Tiandi has been overall nerfed, but he is still going to be a little bit strong. He's just not going to be as oppressive as he is, and you will be able to punish him. That is the main takeaway from this. On paper, this is looking like Tiandi is going to be punishable. Once again, a really welcome change because, let's be honest, this Tiandi rework was the Orochi pre-buff, but 100 times better because that chain bash, that pommel, you couldn't really punish it. You had to dodge and make a read between whether or not he's going to Tiger Dodge away, dodge attack it, or do nothing at all, or just dodge recovery away and you don't get anything. Overall, a really good change and a welcome one. He needed it. Alright, next one here is Mommy Valk herself. Her shield tackle will now do 18 damage from 20. Another nerf. Shield tackle now moves 0.5 MS. Says less. I'm assuming that means the distance, how far it travels. Shield tackle can no longer chain off miss. That's a heavy nerf. You're gonna have to be a lot more smarter about your shield tackles instead of just throwing them out all willy-nilly. Chained heavies now deal 26 from 27, and her finisher heavies now deal 28 from 30. That's a good change because she did do a lot of damage. It was very impressive, and she could kill you very, very quickly if you make a few small mistakes. Her zone attack is now 600 MS. That's a heavy nerf. That's a very heavy nerf. I don't expect Valkyries to be using that anymore. And her zone weapon trajectories have been adjusted. Her zone hitbox was always wonky. You'd think you'd be away from it, but you would always get hit. They adjusted that. They made it more consistent. But the biggest part is the bash nerf and her zone nerf. That is hard. That hits her hard, and we'll see how it affects her. However, I still think Valkyrie is going to be picked because she's still going to be strong. You can still feint that bash, mind you. You can still feint it. You still have that, but I think she's going to be a strong pick still. However, these were welcome changes, but you didn't see Valkyries as much whenever people figured out how strong Tiandi actually was. So Tiandi kind of took her over, but still, it's a welcome nerf, and we'll see how it affects her on paper and out in practice and over these next few weeks. All right, the last major final piece of information here. I know they go over weapon trajectories in another slide, but this is what I want to focus on here. Hero improvements. These are a lot of really good buffs. Kensei's finisher miss recoveries are now 700 MS, meaning you shouldn't be able to GB him. Same thing with Shaman. Her heavy finisher recovery is now 700 MS. That's a really good improvement. That's a nice little buff for her, as you can just dodge her unblockable or her finishers and just GB her, and there's nothing she can do. This one I'm excited for the most. His Shagoki's heavy miss recovery is the same thing, 700 MS. I won't be a sitting duck after somebody dodges my chain heavy. And now my heavy finishers grant hyper armor at 100 MS. That is a very welcome change. That puts him on par with other heroes. And it's a nice little buff. Goki's bash is still ass, mind you. That thing is still ass. But it's a nice little welcome buff. And it'll help me trade more because he's a sumo wrestler. He's kind of meant to trade. You had others out trading him. You had fucking Griffin out trading him. And then Centurion. His zone attack, it now costs less stamina. It uses 9 stamina per hit instead of 12. A nice little buff for Centurion, as unfortunately Centurion's still reactable to this day, and his only role is a ganker. And they adjusted the zone attack hit trajectories, meaning they adjusted the hitbox and whatnot. and how close you can be to it and how close you can't be. Overall, really welcome change. These are really welcome changes. Kensei's always been a solid hero. He'll still stay right where he's at. He's a still good pick. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. Shaman heavy, that Shaman heavy recovery, amazing. Now just get rid of reflex guard, please. And then the Shigoki changes. I love it to death. I love it to death. I'll actually be able to trade, but please make my bash be strong, please, or something. Make that bash better, please. It's ass. And then the Centurion change for all those Cent mains out there. I'm sure y'all love this. Alrighty, overall, some amazing, solid changes that we're looking for. Do you like these changes? Do you think the nerfs were too much? Do you think they were just right? Or do you think they need to be buffed again for some god reason? Anyways, opinions are opinions. What do you think of this season? Are you excited for Test Your Metal? And how do you think the game's going to go after this? Because overall, from my general consensus and what I've been seeing, this has been a really good update. It was very well received on the Warriors Den, and it looks to be a pretty good change. Now, are there any other characters you think might need nerfs? Jorm, or any other characters, or anybody who needs a buff, or your favorite 10-man that needs hyper armor for some reason. But let me know what y'all think. Also, don't forget we are live on my off days. Y'all saw that footage. It was captured on stream. Don't forget to come and check it out. I stream on my off days, normally around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So just come in. Love to see some new faces. Come hang out and chill. And you'll get to see me suffer at both For Honor and Apex, as randoms in this game make me want to pull my hair out and be smothered by a seal. Anyways, if y'all like this video, don't forget to subscribe to become a seal, baby. Check out my Twitch channel, twitchtv.com/x1844. Appreciate all y'all watching, and I'll see all y'all in the next one.